J podcast. I'm your host, Lady J, and today I am talking with my very good friend, Carrie Gibson. In a world gone plastic, Carrie is the real deal. A singer, songwriter, and consummate performer, she's known for her expressive contralto vocals, velvety tone, and improvisational ability. First and foremost, a soul singer and storyteller, her performances are an eclectic mix of musical genres, including soul, R&B, hip-hop, and jazz, all spiced up with some freestyle emceeing. Born in Canada and singing before she could even speak, Carrie's foray into music began at the tender age of 3. During her formative years, she performed in numerous recitals and stage productions at school and in her aunt Thelma Gibson's dance troupe, which laid the foundation of Carrie becoming the powerful songstress she is today. On the international music scene, Carrie has thousands of worldwide performances under her belt. She has fronted bands HB Concept, Talkin' Loud, Masterplan, Diamond Life, Vibes International, and Nouveau Soul on various stages across 23 countries. Offstage, she has been a session singer for a variety of artists, such as Buddy Miles, Lady Day, and Tina Arena. She also backed up Latin pop star Ricky Martin for his MTV concert Live and Loaded. Testimony to Carrie's vibrant onstage presence is the fact that she receives almost as much screen time as Ricky himself. But despite her illustrious touring career for the last decade, Dubai has been Carrie's home, where she has become a household name and has developed a devoted following as the bandleader and front vocalist of Nouveau Soul. She has been in residence at Nola's Social House, an award-winning venue in JLT, as the house band since the venue opened 10 years ago. In the beginning of 2021, Carrie Gibson's Nouveau Soul was one of a few select local bands to be chosen to perform at Quincy Jones' namesake bar, Q's, at the Versace Hotel, for which the venue earned a What's On Nightlife Award for Best Live Show. The following year, Nouveau Soul opened Jazz Lounge, which quickly became known as the top jazz spot in town, and it regularly wins Nightlife Awards for the quality of its live music. Everywhere she goes, Carrie leaves a trail of winning behind her, and not only at the venues. Nouveau Soul have been shortlisted for Time Out Magazine's Top Live Band Award nearly every year since 2018 and are currently on this year's list of nominees as well. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Carrie produced and hosted a weekly live stream show with her husband Joe Bashoran as keyboardist and musical director. The show, called Dubai Night In, was recorded at and supported by Almo Productions. The show featured Nouveau Soul as the house band and showcased performances by local musical acts. By the final episode, the live-to-air broadcast was pulling 10,000 Showtime views every week. Whether on screen or in person, Carrie loves the stage and the audience, and they love her. With her uniquely energetic style, she never fails to connect with a crowd, lift them up, make them feel great, and keep them coming back for more. I've been a huge fan of Carrie since I first saw her perform 15 years ago. And even though we're good friends and I've seen her perform dozens of times, I'm still in awe of how she makes it seem so effortless. I've got so many questions about just how she does what she does. So don't go anywhere. Check it out. Welcome to the Lady J podcast, everybody. I am absolutely thrilled to have the one and only, the incomparable Miss Carrie Gibson with me today. Welcome to the podcast, Carrie.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. And thank you for inviting me. I love this idea. I love this idea.
I am very honored that you are my very first female guest. We've not had nearly enough female guests, and so absolutely the first one
Representing
should be
the sisterhood.
You. Yeah. Well, and I was going to introduce you as my sister, but I realized it's confusing for people who are listening and watching because you're my sister. These are air quotes that I'm doing.
Sister with an A.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it wouldn't be the first time someone actually thought that we were related or mistake us for each other. Even though we don't necessarily, I don't think we look like each other, but there are some similarities.
There's similarities. It happens less than it used to.
Yes.
But you and I met each other in 2009. Was it? 2000?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2009.
Yeah.
In Shenzhen.
Shenzhen.
Yeah. When my band came over to take over for your band. So I think I probably already knew about you. Probably people were already mistaking me for you.
People were coming up and going, Janelle, and hugging me. And I'm like, that's Janelle again. Like, who is this?
But back in the day, I think we used to dress quite in a similar fashion. We were both the band leader. We had like the big poofy hair in similar color.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of like
Goldie
brown.
Yep.
Yeah. Both from Canada.
Yep.
Both singing, rapping.
Yep.
Yeah.
Doing the same stuff. We're doing like guy songs.
Yeah.
That girls don't normally do, like Superstition
and Welcome to Jamrock.
Yeah. Yes. And so then all those things. I mean that.
And singing songs like down 3 tones all the time. So it was a fairly honest mistake, I think, when people were making that one. But yes, when I met you and Joe, of course, it was like already meeting like cover band circuit royalty at that time. Royalty. You know, I mean, we walked in there and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe we have to follow these guys. Like, I can't get on that stage.
We planned it, we're the ones, they were like, we want you to extend on this. And I said, you can't have us, but you can have the next best thing. Right. I get mistaken for these people all the time here. This is a great band. No one will know.
Exactly.
No one will tell the difference.
Notice the difference. Yeah. But I think the thing that I mean, aside from the performance, of course, was like, I mean, we were relatively new. We'd only been doing it a few years. And I was like, oh my God, we have so much to learn. But on a human level, I remember that you took me and the other female singer in the band aside, and you were like, you need to come to my hotel room. We need to have a talk. It's going to get real. Like, there's some stuff you need to know about this gig. I need to prepare you before you start. Mm. And Joe, your husband, he took all the guys aside and he had like a similar talk. And it was the first time certainly that even though we'd been on the circuit about 3 years, like that somebody did such a handover, like in a human fashion, like they cared so much. They weren't just like,
good luck.
Good luck, or like the sound system sucks and here's where you can get the cheapest beer and maybe those other like, semi-helpful tips. But like, you guys were really like, no, this is what you're going to need to do to get through this gig because it's rough.
It was rough. It was rough. But we had survived it and we didn't want anyone to have to go through as many growing pains as we did. We were like, no, they have to have a better time than we did. And we had a great time. No doubt that we did, but just like, it's like them calling you at 9:00 in the morning. Can you do, Oompa Oompa music tonight? Like, can you do like Bavarian beer music? I was like, it's my day off. Get lost.
And you gave me this big bag of stuff.
Clothes.
Which was also, there were like clothes and cutting board and a knife and Tupperwares and blankets and a space heater, because we arrived in January and that room that we were in was like all tile and it was cold. I mean, we very unsafely used to put the space heater on a chair, like right by the bed. It would literally like blow right on me.
Oh yeah, and that
super fire hazard.
That Chinese engineering space heater. Right. Bought at the super discount store,
right? On a fleece blanket. Like there was no fire gonna happen there. Yeah.
We survived. Look, we survived.
We survived. And you know what? And it really taught me that then when the next band came in, that I took them who were willing aside, and I was like, this is what you need to know about this gig. It started with you being such a big sis, like mentor, and I think it also showed me too that the way we had kind of been working, where it was sort of like cover bands, like very much in competition with each other, that it didn't have to be like that. Like we were, we were all in it together more than we were like competing against each other.
It's very interesting that you say that, because that was one of the things that we really wanted to change.
Okay.
Because back in my hometown in Vancouver, Canada, there are only, there used to be 80s, 90s, not that everyone remembers that because it was a long time ago, but there were a lot of live music was the thing, right? So live music everywhere. We found that it was very competitive. Yeah. There were so little pieces of the pie. Everyone wanted to hold onto what they had. And I found other women to be very like, who do you think you are coming in? Right. I was like, no, we just want to sing. I just want to sing, or maybe just want to hang out, or just want to find out what's going on, or be part of the scene. We spent so much time away when we was home. It was like back in Vancouver, I was like, let's do a couple things. Let's make something happen. And so it did end up happening. We were kind of made a conscious decision that the best scenes are when they're together and they're not fighting each other. And Dubai was good for that because there was a lot of places that wanted live music and not enough good musicians or even okay musicians or just musicians in general.
Yeah.
Right? Because they were importing them all in. We want that to change completely and wanted to make sure that we, made friends and told people where the music stores were and, shared, girls when coming in in Dubai back then, it was hard to find cool clothing and just like back, that was a conscious decision.
And obviously it's worked for you. So you and Joe have been together for
ever.
We've
been together for
you can round
25 years. I'm rounding it. Yeah. We've been together for 25 years. Yeah.
So Joe, who had his very own episode a few episodes back, and we promised that his wife Carrie would be coming for her very own episode. They do not have to share. They each have enough wisdom for their own episode. So you and Joe have been together forever and doing the cover band scene for a large part of that, and now have been in Dubai how long? 9.
Well, we've been living here and kind of doing this for more than 10 years. But this is not our first time. My first time I came here starts with a 19. So that's before...
More than 25 years ago.
But I like to call it before Joe.
Okay.
Before Joe. So, yeah. And so I've seen this place change a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, and then Joe was new to the cover band scene. I'd already done a couple of gigs.
Right.
And he was new because he came from the touring musician scene, touring with artists, original artists and things like that. He adapted to it very quickly. He loved the idea of kind of honing the craft and pushing it. And
he's doing okay.
Yeah,
we'll keep him.
Look, he can stay.
It's really interesting because Joe, obviously he talks a lot in his episode about honing the craft, but the two of you together are like such a force. Tell us about what life has been like in Dubai for these last 9-10 years that you've been here.
We've been so lucky, and that has a lot to do with you. But what you guys don't know is that when I can't do a gig, I usually pass it over to Janelle. And when Janelle is like, "Oh, I've got this," especially when you were doing a residency, and Mr. Carlo, who we've talked about before, Mr. Carlo, the infamous Mr. Carlo, he was looking for someone for their new outlet.
Yes,
that they were having. So you were at the music room, and you were 6 nights a week, 5 nights?
Yeah, it would have been 6 nights a week. Yeah.
Lots of and then you suggested me for this new outlet that they had, which didn't have quite a name yet. They knew it was going to be New Orleans, and now jazzy-ish and kind of groovy, and this, that, and the other thing, and which was great. And by the way, thank you, because it's been 10 years.
Yeah, well, and and thank you to Mr. Carlo also for trusting me when I was like, this is who you need. Yeah. You don't ask anybody else. I'm telling you that if this is what you want something jazzy, soul, pop. Your search is finished.
Yeah,
it's Carrie. You just need Carrie. And I remember he was like, "Oh, come to a meeting." And I'm like, "Why am I in this meeting? Like, I'm not going to do anything here." And I was literally like sitting between the two of you being like, I'll just have more coffee please. But I remember in that meeting, he was kind of asking, he was like, "Oh, I want it jazzy." And you were like, "Do you mean you want it like this? A shooba dooba dooba." And you like launched into some song. And I could just feel his whole body being like, "This is perfect." I'm like, I am so uncomfortable. This is very awkward. Just like sipping my coffee between Carrie singing to Mr. Carlo.
I forgot about that. I mean, I could see he was like, do I have the right person? And I was like, you have the right person.
Right? But I'm going to prove it to you.
I'm going to, just to make you feel secure, I'm going to like do some ska singing so you can just like relax.
He was convinced. I could feel like vibrating.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, okay, good. Yeah, that was fun. And that was 10 years ago because NOLA is now celebrating their 10-year anniversary this month. November.
And you opened my band pretty much opened the venue. You were the first band there.
Actually, it was not the first band.
Do tell. Oh, okay.
They were trying a sax and DJ thing
concept. Yeah.
For like a minute.
When we went to the soft open, that's what it was. It was a sax, and it was not a super comfortable like dining experience. Yeah.
Okay. And then they wanted us for New Year's Eve, but it was too late and that we were already booked. So they had someone else for New Year's Eve, and they got one of the best jazz bands in town, but they were like strictly
straight ahead jazz
and really insular, and the music must have been great. That's what I heard. The music was great, but there was no show, and it was just like it was just like, jazz heads, just their head down, like I'm in it,
right.
And so they were like, nah, that's not quite right either.
No.
And we'd already done a couple of dates before New Year's, and then they were like, that's it. And then they don't want anything else. They just
they've had nothing else.
No, I keep trying to like, hey, how about you? They're like, nope. They do accept change, but they're very like, it has to be within the same realm.
Right.
Of what they're already doing.
But I think that is part of the great success of NOLA. What do they call it? Social house?
House.
Resto bar kind of a thing. With Cajun style food and a great cocktail menu and live music.
And a Louisiana type bar, like the long.
The look of it. The
long
whole vibe.
Marble bar with, and it's like in the middle.
Yeah,
and
lots of ferns.
Lots of ferns and, and it does have that comfortable feeling, and the staff are amazing. Yeah. I want to let everyone know that NOLA is having their anniversary party on November 18th. 19th is the big party. 20th and 21st, no live music, but they have a great DJ and dancers. And then 22nd, we're back again on the Saturday the 22nd with special guests. Yeah. So there's there's special guests. Oh, and then we're doing Sunday brunch. I'm just letting everyone know. Sunday brunch. We never do that. And it's like straight ahead jazz. It's going to be amazing. It's just going to be beautiful. I'm really excited about all those dates. But I've never done that at NOLA. I've never done kind of like the afternoon jazz thing. And I think that it's going to be really lovely.
Aside from that, you're at NOLA every Tuesday, Saturday.
Yes.
Correct. Yes.
Correct.
I certainly want to talk about the kind of show that you put on at NOLA, because I think it remains something really unique and super special. And I attribute a lot of that to you, because you have been there and your band members have changed a bit. So the one constant throughout it all is Carrie G. And as you said, like, you're bringing this jazzy environment, but not the kind of like head down, let's just solo forever through weird changes kind of jazz. So what have you crafted really to create as a concept from the music for that to be something that has kept you there for
That's a really
10
good
years?
question, actually, because it didn't start out the way that I expected.
It's evolved.
Yeah, it's evolved. And so at the beginning, it was like a lot of standards, but I was also had these great musicians at the very beginning. Eric Roberts on drums, and Andrew Jankura on the keys, but mostly he's like known for his organ playing, his Hammond Bean.
Monster.
Yeah. And it was those two had played together for a really long time. And so I was new with them, but I was the focal point in the group. So it was a very interesting dynamic. And but they brought a lot to the table, and they gave a certain magic to what would have been, say, maybe kind of like a plain jazz standard, but now we've got this groovy organ. And so they came up with a lot of really cool ideas. And it just spurred all these different ideas, and also Mr. Carlo, he had some of his favorites that he was like, play Girl from Ipanema. He just loved that song. So, and then he had some restrictions of what he didn't want to hear.
Yes.
And that was good because they had an idea of their brand, and I had no idea of my brand at the time.
Okay.
So this was kind of solidifying, and it took about several months before it became solidified.
Yeah.
As a base. And was like, no, not this type of music. No, not that. But it ended up that what they wanted was music I love. Music I love. I was like, ooh, you mean I get to play what? My favorite music? Because you know how we are in a gig. It's like, okay, well, what's the newest song? What does it look like the crowd wants? What does the management want to focus on? Blah, 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 blah. And all of that is true.
Yeah.
But I realized that was what truly was in my heart I could actually do, and it was within the realm of their brand. And then what ended up happening is it became the realm of my brand.
Right.
Right. And since then I've stretched
Yeah.
with their brand, what they wanted. That's fine. They stretched their own ideas as well musically for that, and just let me grow and be me inside of it. And it's been a treasure. It's made me feel gone from kind of like cover band world where it's like, you know, we're doing this song, and, you know, Rihanna or whatever it is. Now I feel like I've been me for a really long time.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And that's the only thing left is to do originals. So that's what's next. Keep your eyes on that one. Don't hold your breath though. But it is happening. There's stuff being written. So.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah. So, but that's the beauty of it, and also pushing the envelope, like of things I've never explored that much or done. I scat way more than I ever did before.
Right.
You know, there's no room for scatting in the cover band rock pop world, but
in Hotel California,
just
low on scat.
it didn't happen. So that, and I wanted to like rap, like beat poetry type rap was where my head was. Like, you know, we were already doing some raps inside of our cover band thing, and I was like, no, I wanna learn how to freestyle. And I had this gig where I was out there 3 times a week, and I was like, I'm going to push myself to do it. I'm going to just, even if it's just a couple of lines every day, really bad LL Cool J rhymes, you know.
Hey, yo.
I'm the
Here
one
I
you know.
go.
Yeah, like really. But even if it's just a little bit every day, even if it was my preamble or a little section, whatever it was. And now it's something that I've added to my
toolbox.
Yeah, my toolbox, my toolkit. And I'm really happy about that because it's one of the things I think I get out of all the things that we do. There's a lot of, but that one I think gives me the biggest charge.
Amazing.
Yeah, yeah, because it's always super challenging.
Well, and for that reason, absolutely no one else does it.
It's not normal. No, it's for a singer to like also do that. Yeah.
Well, and especially here, as you said, we're like, you know, we're in a very like cover focused environment. So there's also the element of not knowing if the audience is going to come with you. You know what I mean? Like when you go into the unknown, and that's really unknown because you're improvising and creating lyrics on the spot. So yeah, whenever I see it, and Felix is always kind of elbowing me, like, I'm like, nope. Don't even. Absolutely not happening. I'm not doing that. I daren't. Come on. Yeah, mine would be the like wooden. You
gotta start somewhere. Gotta be crappy at first. I was crappy, but I was okay.
I don't remember you ever being crappy. See, that's the thing. I only remember when I was like, oh my God, she's freestyling for like, what is it now? 4.5 minutes? Like,
must have been a good night. Thank you very much. I'm gonna thank the fact that I probably had like a couple cognacs to loosen up the brain. Right? Now I don't need that anymore. Now I'm like, try to be loose without. I need to have energy. That's the funny thing.
Right.
I find that if I'm tired, I can't rap. I can, but it's just like, I'm like, ooh, that's just okay.
Right.
But if I have a lot of energy, and that just means, I'm not like physical energy, but brain energy. It's a weird brain thing. It's part of the brain being creative and thinking ahead, and your motor skills are executing it while your brain's already thinking of the next thing.
Yeah.
And the best part about it, I think this is my favorite part about it, I have to sustain my judgment. There's no room for it. Like, absolutely no room in the moment to go, well, that sucked. You know, I don't have time to second guess. I don't have time I just have time for this side of the brain and this side of the brain and the motor skills to all like firing at full cylinders. And when it's done, I'm like, well, that happened.
Right. That's over.
Yeah. And then there's no room for judgment. There's no room for any of that. And I think that's a part that I find probably most freeing, is that I judge myself so little for
Okay.
it. I feel that it's such a challenge that just to do it in the first place
Yeah.
is a good job.
Right. Yes.
And then anything that has like, really good storyline or flow or rhythms or all those different things, that's a bonus.
Just a bonus.
Yeah.
Amazing.
You should do it. You should try it.
Oh my gosh. Absolutely not. No. No. When you're talking about energy and having energy, like that is something whenever I come to you and as your friend, I know there are times when you are exhausted. I will know just how many gigs you've done in the week. And yet you not only have energy on stage that you bring always, but you are also able to generate that energy in the room always. And we all need to learn. How do you do that? Like one of the things that was really difficult for me transitioning from cover band on stage, like, how's everybody doing? Everybody scream. It was always very like loud and drunken and much more about like just hammering out the songs one after the other. So I found in that environment, actually, a lot of times I didn't need to do a lot of talking. And it was hard for me to then go to restaurant vibe where the pace is a lot slower, things are quieter. I was like, I can't be like screaming, everybody party, at these people who are just like quietly eating their risotto or whatever. So when I would go and see you, I'm like, what does she say? Like, what do you say to these people? You make it look easy.
Yeah. I mean, I guess so. One of the things in my first band, I didn't want to talk. I was like the shyest. And they'd all done kind of that cover band thing before me. And even though this is overseas, when my first cover band was in the Philippines, in Manila. And all the people in the band, the cover band, had already done a gig or two or three. And I'd done some cover band stuff in Vancouver and in Seattle and such like that around home, but I'd never done kind of like this club and everyone's there to see you and there are the lights and they all turned to me and were like, "You're gonna talk." And I went, because the Vancouver one, I already had my cousin Henry, who is a great personality. He's like just over the top, and I think that being with him and hearing this banter and how he worked. I mean, having a person that you see do it makes you believe that you can do it. Kind of.
Sure.
Like, I'm like, okay, well, what is he doing? It's just like off the top of his head. A lot of stuff that he ever did was kind of crazy. And he always pushed me out of my comfort zone constantly.
Okay.
And I was a backup singer, mostly.
And his little cousin.
And his little cousin.
There's also that dynamic.
Yeah. And he'd constantly push me out of my comfort zone. He constantly, that was when I was like, 23, 22, and I needed that. And I think that just being in a band, that was one thing, or just seeing him or seeing people do that helps. And one of the things that the new band in the Philippines, we all did like 2 or 3 times a week, is watch other bands.
Yes, that used to totally be part of
watch another band,
yeah.
but also watch really good bands. Like we'd watch Prince and Earth, Wind and Fire and our favorite Michael Jackson. And obviously these are all pros at performing. I was into Destiny's Child. So I was watching that. And that was very interesting because you got to see a group grow or people grow, Beyonce and Michelle, and watch them all grow and get to the audience and draw everyone in. So that was the thing. I was like, because that's what Michael Jackson did. He would watch the greats. He watched James Brown and Frank Sinatra and all the people that he looked up to. So that's the one thing I did. Because I don't know what I do. I just know that it's like, blah, I get up there and I start speaking and I look at people. I try and draw them in one at a time to what I'm doing till all of a sudden it's something that it wasn't at first.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't even think about what it is anymore.
Okay.
Because that's what Henry was like. He didn't think. He just did and knew that being authentic, which is who he was, always. And I thought that being a diva, you had to be like, oh, I'm a diva. I'm, this person, and realized that no, the best person to be on stage was me.
Yeah.
Because as awkward, because I like geeky stuff and I say silly things and stupid things. We all do, but that's real. And people love real. They love authenticity. They love it when you fall and you get up. I mean, I had a hairpiece and it was playing with Henry and it got caught in his base and it pulled off. And I was like there with my little nub on top and with my ponytail waving around at the end of his base. And I remember thinking, oh, I'm so embarrassed for about a millisecond. And then I was like, and then I went, okay, well, this is what it is. I grabbed my hair off his base and whipped it around in the air like, woo. And was like, okay, make sure my nub looks all right and let's go back to work.
Yeah.
But because that was so funny. It was the most authentic moment. People remembered that and loved that the most.
Yeah. I think that you've always have such an inspiring way of bringing people in. I see people getting out of their chairs and dancing and coming up and bothering you on stage just an appalling amount. But, they all want to talk to you and ask for their favorite song and be so close, which is in this season of life, that's really not my favorite thing. And so when I replace you on that gig, and they all want, I'm like, oh my God, stop touching me.
People, ew.
You're so close to me. And I'm like, I love that you love it. I just need everyone to step back 3 big steps, But they're like, Carrie lets us be all in her business. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, I just try to, hold it together.
I don't love it. I have to admit, I'm like you. I don't love it at all. This woman was in my face. She wouldn't let go of my arm. She wanted to dance.
It's a very low stage at NOLA. It's like only about 6 inches high. So you're very close to the.
But it's still. What I mean. If I'm like always like, oh, okay,
I think I always because I can see your thought process. So I always watch you not loving the grabbing, but also tempering that with this person is really enjoying their night, and I always see you kind of going, why are they doing this? And I want to validate your feelings of enjoyment while slowly peeling you off my arm. You're just going to disconnect that.
That's amazing.
There.
Let's dance like this.
Yes, a lot of that kind of stuff. And high-fiving. Let's just back up and do a high 10.
Yeah. Well, I think actually this is a really good lesson for all those people out there learning how to duck out of a conversation or a situation and make people feel validated while doing it. This is a great, we should do a whole section just on that.
Yes. Joe calls Carrie the velvet hammer because she is just so good at bringing down the boundary in a very gentle way. And people, I see them leave the interaction and be like, oh my God, I love her.
Meanwhile, I'm like, no,
I'm not. The hand sanitizer.
I'm not. I do that though. I'm just about to eat. Their hands were so sticky. Right. No, one of the things, so everyone out there listening, this is gold right here.
Yes.
Okay. One of the things you do is you thank them for whatever they're saying. If they're saying, even if they say things that I think are weird and that's not a very nice thing to say, I still say thank you because people are moved in a certain way. And and we did that as a group. We moved them. And if they say, oh, it's not my favorite rendition, almost as good as, I'm like, yeah, thank you. But I still say thank you because humans are weird and they don't necessarily know how to act. But that if it was on the other way, you'd like to have someone just hear you and say thank you. And then here's the trick. I ask them who they are or what country they're from. I thank them for coming and say, that is just great. Now I'll be back. Or I'm so happy to meet you. We're just having I need to just disappear, but thank you. Where are you sitting? I'll come say hi later on. And if you ask them who they are and what their name is and repeat it back, because of course that's about remembering who they are, and then duck out. That's how you that's the moment.
With a smile.
With a smile.
Yeah.
very good. And lead them, if they're on the stage, lead them off.
Yes.
Get
them off
Get them off stage. So don't knock anything over. Shake their hand and then kind of give their hands back to them and say, oh, it's great. Lovely to meet you. What a treasure. You'll be back again. So will we. We've got one more set. I just gotta see you in a bit.
Yeah.
Gold right there. Remember it.
Yes. Write it down. Write it down. Yeah.
But it's always going to be, people want to feel validated.
They do.
They do. You know, I gave them this and they're giving this back. I want to let them know that I feel it. And that they're important, because they always are. And people come and they feel this way because they're moved.
Yeah.
And it was our job to move,
do that.
Move them.
Yeah. But you did mention the hand sanitizer. I know you're just kidding. You're not like sanitizing your hands after everybody. But we do, of course, talk a lot about trying to stay healthy when you are the singer in a band, especially a singer like you are, who is very willing to be like interactive with people. I see you giving hugs and 2 cheek kisses and holding hands, and all like the germs are flowing all the time. So how do you manage to stay healthy through all the hugs and kisses?
Yeah. Well, you know, when for the people in Dubai, we worked at the warehouse in Garhoud. Now
The Meridian.
The Meridian.
Yeah.
It's right across from the airport, right across from the airport. And so with that, they house a lot of international staff. So international airline staff. So from all over the world, all different countries, all different languages. And they also have a lot of the people that work at the airport used to go to the warehouse after work and gather and party. With that comes world germs.
International germs.
International germs. I was meeting pilots. I was meeting people that were like, oh, I didn't fly because I'm not feeling well, but I'm here to party. And I'm like, oh. And that happened a lot. That was probably the place where I got sick the most.
Okay.
And I made friends with the pharmacist that was near, just like really near between us and the Emirates, the major Emirates staffing area,
Sure.
right? And near the Emirates school. So this was the best pharmacist ever, because he knew worldwide what was happening. And I'm coming and I'm like, I got this and I got this, I got that. And he'd be like, oh, you've got the Singapore, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Or, oh, this is the South African. And it was not good, obviously, to be that sick.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to stop talking to people.
Right.
So Kitty wants to be part of it.
Kitty wants to comment. And and in those warehouse days, you were working 6 nights a week.
6 nights a week.
Yeah.
Actually, no, warehouse was 5, I think.
Oh, lucky duck.
It's 5.
Yeah.
I know, an extra day. And so one of the things I know now is I take that very seriously, like very seriously.
Yeah.
I now take vitamin D. I up my vitamin C as well. All the things to boost the immune system, because I don't bounce back as well as I used to when I was 30 years old.
Yeah.
You know, and taking care of my health. Now I'm also, my mom visits, who's like 80. I can't give her any of the stuff that I have. Now I just try and just stay on the healthy side 100%. Yeah. Lots of water, trying to get sleep, vitamin D, breathing, grounding.
Are you a steamer?
I'm not, but I used to be.
Either.
I used to be a steamer.
Okay.
But that was when I was having it was great. It was great when I was having, sounds great. It did the job while I was having some nasal problems in different countries.
Sure.
Like when I was in China, where the air quality wasn't very good.
Right. Okay.
And things like that. But I don't really find it does much like that. Do you steam?
No, I don't. My sister is always telling me to do it. I absolutely never do. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I neti pot every once in a while.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Neti pot.
I have one.
I
don't know that I use it that much.
I don't use as much as I should.
You should. I saw an article that said when you start to get sick, if you neti pot or use like the nasal saline spray, it actually drastically reduces the duration of your cold and the intensity of it. So next time, spray spray saltwater in your
Yeah.
nose.
Oh, and also there's this thing in Canada that you can get. It's cold effects. Have you ever tried that?
Is that the suppository?
Heavens no.
Okay. There's a suppository. When I did this show at the casino, everybody was doing suppositories. It was a thing.
No, but it's called cold effects, and basically it's the part of ginseng that is responsible for boosting your immune system.
Okay.
And as soon as you feel like you're ill, you can take ginseng or ginseng tea, but also you can just take some cold effects, and it does the same thing. Significantly reduces.
Sure.
Yeah, and I'm a big one in that. Mom just brought me a whole huge bottle.
Your Canadian hookup.
Yeah, she hooks me up with some cold effects.
It's very stressful though, even when you feel a cold coming on, and you still have to sing.
I'll sing through a cold. I'll sing through the flu. I will sing. I will take medication and take some anti-inflammatory for my throat and all that sort of stuff. Do whatever I can and sing through it. Because there's ways. If you go online, you'll find like nice gentle warm-ups or that is a good time to steam and the neti pot and all that sort of stuff. Thank you, Tisha. And I'll do all those things and I'll do them all. Okay. I will literally be like, I got this tea, I got that tea, I'm drinking tons of water.
I can't believe you don't do suppositories.
Well, I didn't know they existed.
You'll be getting it from all sides.
I know.
Yeah.
Now I know.
Hey, now you know what to get us for Christmas. In a stocking stuffer. In addition, though, to all the like potions and steams and herbs and salts and whatever that we're all doing when we get sick and like straight up Panadol.
Yes.
I know for me, one of the things that I also really lean on when I'm not feeling well is my team, which oftentimes is just Felix. But those are the nights where I'm like, oh, dude, you got to solo. Like, you got to stretch out those solos. Certainly, what does that look like as well? Like, aside from the things you're doing for your own health, what do you need to ask of the band? Like to support you when you're not top shape?
I mean, that's one of actually I always find that when something's like that a little odd, like someone's out or they're whatever it is, it's always a very interesting time because we break from the norm, right? And sometimes we find out about ourselves or ourselves as a band when that happens, because you're asking so-and-so to solo more, or maybe, there's a time where I got really choked up, and it was when it was my 50th birthday, and Joe had got my family to fly
Surprise
in
you?
and surprise me and I was like, and I started crying, and I was in the middle of a song, and I couldn't. When you're singing and you're crying, your voice just
it's like a valve. It shuts.
It just shuts down. Like it was like not there, and I could not sing. It was like this yodel crackling essential. And I finished the song with that and had to get off stage, obviously to hug my family, but also I couldn't sing anymore.
Yeah.
And in that moment, I think one of the other people in the band sang.
Okay.
To like, let me go do this.
Sure.
And they did. And it was a really lovely moment because it had never been done before. You know, everyone knew it was me. And then someone else, I can't remember, maybe it was Joe, sang or something. And the crowd loved it. Even though we're not 100%, it is, again, an authentic moment. And people just love it when it's real.
Yeah.
And you're still giving this amazing quality, even though I was choking up and I sang like it sucked. Like it sucked, but it was real. So people loved it.
And they could see why. Like they were understanding the story of what was happening. And when they
were in the story.
Woman with your face walks in, like, that's obviously your sister.
That's my sister. That's my sister. Obviously, you can't push authenticity. It needs to be kind of like it just exists. Organically happening. But having someone in your band that doesn't normally sing or say something or do something that is unusual is often the start of something else. Like it just like,
Yeah.
because you push something into existence that's never been part of it before.
That's amazing. Time to get more sick. See what happens. Roll the dice.
It's like something happened. You've seen me do this before. Something broke down and Joe's keyboard wasn't happening. And it was just me and the tambourine because it was supposed to be just me and Joe.
Okay.
And the drummer didn't know and he had something going on. Joe had something going on. And so it was just me and my tambourine.
Okay.
So I developed the tambourine solo,
Sure.
which of course is not a thing, but it became a thing.
Right.
I tried to be like James Brown and just be like, did some
Get
rap.
on up.
Yeah, with my tambourine, we're on the scene, super mean, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And now that became like a thing and people were just like, she's having a tambourine solo for 5 minutes. Like, how weird is that?
Right.
But you got to see it. You got to see it. You got to check that out.
I have to request the tambourine solo next time I'm in there. All of this certainly speaks to, how good you are about rolling with it. And the freestyling, the tambourine solo, somebody is sick or falling over or Joe has broken yet another keyboard. And then you just go with that stuff. It's one of the things that I love and that I absolutely cannot do. So talk to me about that. Talk to me about two things that you always do so well on the fly of cueing the band. I'm rubbish at cueing the band and choosing songs on the fly. I need to do all that thinking beforehand.
I do it in the moment.
Yeah.
I do
How
it
does it
last 3 seconds of a song. Joe's like, where are we playing next? I'm like,
keep whooshing, keep the whoosh
they're like,
going while I'm thinking of it.
drummer's like, Joe's like, what's next? Yeah, that happens. Yeah.
Does it, because for me, it detracts from what I'm trying to, the output I'm trying to do as a singer, if I'm also having to think too much about other things. Yeah. I'm not, I cannot multitask that much. But I see you doing it.
But you do multitask. I mean, there's no doubt about it that you're a multitasker.
Well, because already we're up there singing, scanning the audience, looking, are people enjoying this? Is anybody from the venue side waving at us going, it's too loud or there's a birthday or you're watching the clock, how many more minutes in the set, what song should we do, should I have you solo more?
There's a lot of stuff going on.
And then when I also have to add in what song do we do next? No, that needs to be written down. Everybody needs to already know where we're going.
Yeah, and I don't do that anymore. No. I do it when people are new and then
Fair enough.
I take that security blanket away. Because I like to tend to the moment. I usually try and think about, am I trying to continue it on an upward movement? Am I going to inject something completely different and just take people on a journey? And I really kind of scan the crowd and try and feel, are people in it? Are they out of it? Am I doing fluff, like a background? Am I drawing them in? What is it that I want to do here? And I often try and do different things, doing something that's really dramatic. So I wanted something just that's kind of fun and doesn't want people to think about it beforehand. And then do something Latin afterwards to try and take that moment and go with it. And try and paint different scenes. Joe likes to do the same thing that gets more and more intense and just builds.
Okay, he's just a crescendo.
He's
dude.
crescendo.
Okay.
And I'm like crescendo, but then hit him with like a DJ does when they break beat.
Right.
Or, when they just bring in something completely different that's halftime, but it's your favorite halftime.
Right.
In the middle of something, I start doing na, 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 na. People know they know it. They don't know why they know it.
Right, yeah.
Right? And sing along. And they're like, yeah, but what is this? I know this. What is it? Just try and shock them into getting that kind of swirly, did you just do that? You didn't just do that kind of a thing. So as much as people might not know this that are watching, that I do sing jazz, but I sing a lot of funk and soul and pop and I mix it all up. I like groovy, funky, soulful music. And I love playing all different kinds from 1930s swing to all the way to, I like slamming down with some hip hop and some, can't remember her name right now, but yeah, I do my hair toss, check my nails.
Lizzo.
Yeah, so Lizzo. Thank you. Like, I can't remember her name right now. And I love switching it back and forth because this is all the music I love. Why not?
Right.
And if a DJ did that, which they do, right? A really good DJ will throw something down and you'll be like, oh no, you
didn't.
I know that I love that.
Yeah.
I love it when I feel like I've been taken on this musical journey and the music that I love spans 100 years. Why not take other people who are music lovers on this journey?
And you do it so splendidly, and that's certainly part of your brand for sure. There's also this feeling when we're there in the crowd that it's not only the music that we love, but I think for non-musicians, there's an education. You know what I mean? Like, because you're showing them live, hey, this song by Jay-Z, well, the riff in the back is actually
Michael Jackson.
It's
right?
Michael Jackson. Look, they're the same. And I might know that. It's my job to kind of know those things, but I'll see people in the audience being like, and, gasping and the light just like dawning all the time, and I see the audience being inspired and making connections.
There's a lot of that. Not that even we know all of that, but
Right.
because we're in the music and we have a lot of music in our heads.
Right. Yeah.
And
a lot of songs that you've learned, over time. Yeah.
Or just loved, not necessarily
Right.
learned, but just loved as growing up or whatever. And somehow my brain is, and your brain probably too, it's like 97% lyrics. It now does it in my sleep.
Right.
I'm trying to memorize lyrics. I don't have to even try that hard anymore because my brain is so efficient at it that it does it when I don't even think about it. I'm like, I'll just read it before bed and maybe it'll sink in.
Osmosis.
Exactly. And it does. It does.
Amazing.
It's crazy stuff. But it does feel like the journey could be school. It could be a little Latin.
It is. It's school. It's unpretentious school. You know what I mean? But I don't think that anybody leaves there feeling dumbed down or like you simplified it for them. I think the opposite. I think you kind of assume that people would be able to follow you, like where you take them. It's a very respectful attitude to
But
have
if they
towards the
don't, then they
audience.
get to do something they've never done before.
Yeah.
You can see how some people, like I know people come in, they're like, play Latin, play me Latin. I want to do Latin. I want to dance Latin. I want to dance, and I'm like, well,
No, really.
I'm like, I'll maybe do a moment of that and we'll switch in. And even in Latin, we'll switch into something else. And that's one thing that I always surprised. I'm like, oh, I never thought of that, but it works perfectly in this song.
Right.
To drop into this other thing. But and now I see way more people doing that. And also you see it on YouTube now a lot more, but that's been my thing for
we've all ripped it off from Carrie.
Yeah.
She started it.
I've been
She
doing
was
it
first.
for
She's been doing it
20 years. Been doing it for a long time. I just love that. I love that
Yeah.
idea. It's fun.
Well, it's fun and it's also quite functional too, when a song is working, like instead of, oh, we're just going to be stuck in this and we just have to sing, Superstition for 25 minutes because you guys love it. But, what else can we do to try to keep the energy going? Do you ever do stuff that absolutely doesn't work?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you get the stink eye from Joe? Because Felix definitely gives you the stink eye.
Stink.
He's just in the background shaking his head. He's like, no, it's minor over major. This is awful. It's horrible. Please stop. And I'm like, just make it work, Felix. Make it work.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm like, well, you never know until you finish it, right? It might have a moment of greatness. Yes. Exactly. Yeah, we had one of those recently. It's another adventure.
Yeah.
I learned something in the process. and if one of the things I did learn is a song that I didn't know before. And then all of a sudden my brain will be like, put it in a Frank Sinatra song.
Okay.
Like the next thing I know, I'm, what? Brain, that's crazy. What was one that I did? It was so much fun. Fly Me to the Moon with, what's that song from, Tell Me Something, would you, no. What's that movie song? Lady Gaga and...
Shallow?
Shallow. They work together. It's crazy. I went and said to myself, oh, no, you didn't. And Joe's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I think it works. He's like, well, we all know that he's probably like,
He's like,
he's
I'll
probably
make it work.
I'll make it work, Carrie, make it work. It's not magic. It's Joe.
We've been talking a lot about NOLA because they are having their 10th anniversary week this week. But that's not the only place that you play. You also opened Jazz Lounge, which is kind of like the premier dedicated jazz venue in Dubai. What's that like?
Love Jazz Lounge. It's just doing amazing. I love the place. I love the people. I love the staff. It's had a couple of growing issues. It now has food, really good food actually. And Tona is the general manager.
Yeah.
And so I'm his boss at NOLA, and he's my boss at Jazz Lounge.
And you guys make that work, which I think is incredible.
Well, there's a lot of respect. There's a lot of respect. And he also, bless him, he said he's learned a lot from me because I was his boss for so long.
Sure.
I love the staff. I love the night that I perform, but all the nights are great.
Yeah. And it's every night of the week, is it not? 7 nights a week?
It's about something like 12 acts.
Right. Yeah. Because you guys are on Friday and you play 2 shows.
Yeah.
As I know when I covered them. That is a long night.
It's a long night. Let me tell you, the next day I'm like, just nothing. It's like I'm ringing up food. Talabet, help me out.
Right.
Nothing. Yeah.
Save me, Talabet.
Yeah. It's pretty exhausting.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it doesn't matter what night you go to Jazz Lounge. There's going to be something good. And like a true jazz bar, other people come. The international acts come. They hang out. They perform.
Who most notably was your most notable guest?
It was a year ago that Gregory Porter was in the house.
He's magical.
He is. He is magical. And what a night. I was a little nervous, but I was in good voice. And he sat in the middle at the back. I could see him. There was no one else.
And there's like 40 seats in the venue. So even when you're at the back, you are still pretty close to the front.
Yeah, it's not that far away. And he watched, and I sang, and it was amazing. I was just so honored that someone that I look up to and love their music so much was in the back listening to me and obviously enjoying what they were hearing. And it was just like this big circle moment.
Yeah.
And then he wanted to come up and play with us. Woohoo! Which was brilliant. And so we all together did his song.
Right.
1960 what? 1960 who? And I got to be his backup singer. It was amazing. And then his band took over and they performed. Got to meet them as people.
Right.
And it reminded, how we talked about that comrade thing, that we were like, wanted to make sure that we did that and made that happen. And we met them and they were all about that as well. And it just felt like a full circle moment again, because they were so cool and so giving and the whole band. And I got a chance to meet and talk with everyone. And it was a real cool moment. But he's not the only one. Emma Smith often performs there, and we got up and sang together. Omar Laifouk was there. He is part of the kind of new classic soul.
Okay.
Let's just put it this way, that him and Erica do a lot of stuff together. Erica Badu. And Rashawn Patterson and kind of like all of those, that whole crew. And he got up and we did some music together, and he got up and sang as well on his own, but also he and I did a couple things together. And that's the magic of a real jazz club.
Yeah.
That is the magic of it. And Jazz Lounge has that. So if there's something that's cool in town, come the day before, the day of, and the day after Jazz Lounge, because they just might show up. Members of Buena Vista Social Club were there just last week. I wasn't there. I had to work. Yeah. But it looked like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an amazing venue. Felix and I had our 10th wedding anniversary, and he was asking me, he goes, what do you want to do? I'm like, I'm so tired. Like, I can't go out anywhere. And he went, Jazz Lounge, they do a show at 7. I was like, You just got yourself a date to your 10th anniversary, my friend, because I can do 7:00. I
Right.
can do
And
that.
you'll be
Yeah.
in bed by 11.
And at Chess Lounge, they kick you out at the end of the show. They need your table for somebody else for the next show. So that was good too. We had like a hard out. You guys did the show. We had a little chat, and then they were like, "Get out. We need the table." Like, we're going home to bed. Perfect.
Yep.
Okay, so we can find you at Jazz Lounge doing 2 shows on Friday. We can find you at NOLA Tuesdays with the brass.
Tuesday night, yeah. And
Saturday
Night.
with the trio. Saturday night with the trio. Except this week, you're there like almost every day.
18th, 19th, 22nd, 23rd.
22nd, 23rd.
So, but there's something going on every day. There's
Okay.
like dancers and DJs and
And food.
and
There's
food.
always
They're
food
giving
at
away
NOLA.
food. They're giving away food and alcohol.
Oh,
So
yeah, we'll take that. But aside from where people can see you in person, which you should absolutely do, where can people find you online?
please follow us.
Yes.
Please follow us. The band is Nouveau Soul _band. That's NUVOSOUL_band. And then also follow me. I want to start coaching stage presence and authenticity, and also about being comfortable being yourself. Because I feel like I've got all this experience and all the things that I've thought was really important for
Yeah.
performing. And I really want to just give it to other people. I want to like start teaching, and it's a thing I've always felt I was kind of good at, better than singing. Singing's the thing that kind of came later, but I always felt that stage performance and stage presence was kind of something that I really loved and really been honing all these years. So yeah. So follow me, Carrie Sister, CarrieSista, one word, on Instagram. And, or just you can find me on Facebook as well. Yeah. Follow that.
So follow Nouveau Soul for band updates. And if you found anything that you heard today useful, and if you found that, especially that it was not enough, then you need to get in touch with Carrie for some private coaching.
Please.
And aside from that, the band is also doing exciting things, like has been nominated for awards,
Right.
loads of awards in the past, but
Yeah.
any currently.
Yeah. So we've been shortlisted for Time Out Dubai for Best Bar Band in Dubai. I'm just happy to be up there. I already feel like I'm winning. I'm just like happy to be there and happy to be noticed for the hard work that we love to do. Right? We love this hard work, but it's a really beautiful thing, and it's just an honor to be nominated. But this year, the award ceremony is during Nola's birthday party. So we're not going. We're going to be partying at NOLA. So come with us and party at NOLA on November 19th.
And they will deliver your, what is it? A trophy? A plaque? What do you get when you win? They'll deliver it to you when you win.
Yeah, I have representatients going for us. So no.
Well, Carrie, this has been awesome. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank
and
you for
this
having me, Janelle.
chat. You're a legend. And you're not going to go just yet. You're going to stick around. We're going to do the lightning round, and then maybe try to make a little bit of music together if we have time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So don't go anywhere. We're going to take a little break. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. This is the lightning round. So this is my very lo-fi experience where I have questions, things that I'm just curious about, getting inside my friend's head about. So we're going to do 5 questions, and Carrie is just going to give us, like quick and easy answers, and we'll see what's in her head.
I like this.
Okay.
I like this. Okay.
Fire away. She's
Okay,
rummaging.
right in the
She's
middle.
rummaging.
Okay, what we got going on here?
Yellow.
Yellow. What's one area of your performance that you're working on right now? Oh, that's good. Usually I'm always working on something. It's kind of like a tedious little thing, but I'm working on endings, like the endings of a phrase.
Okay.
And I'm just concentrating on, again, it has a lot to do with the fact that sometimes I'm thinking of what's happening next.
Yeah.
And I'm not concentrating on what I'm doing to an ending. And so, am I letting it drop? Am I, I'm concentrating on endings. That sounds boring, but actually it's it's fun to hone in on something that maybe I don't pay a lot of attention to. So when I say endings, it's like, it's the end of a phrase or the end of a song or transitions or things like that. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm focusing on.
Interesting. Very specific.
I know.
I like that. Okay.
Okay.
Go for another one. You can do it with your eyes closed, eyes open.
I want a pink one. Is that one pink? Pink.
Oh, that's okay. That one's not meant to be. The one on the floor. We'll let it go.
All right. Who do you love to watch perform live? You.
Oh.
I know that sounds really cheesy, but it's true.
I make all the guests say that.
Yes, exactly. You're my baby. It's in the contract when we walk in the door. We have to say that. No, you're my favorite storyteller. I learn a lot from you. There are things that are your strengths that are not my strengths. And I think that's one of the things when we talk to each other, that there's always this kind of like inspiration and respect that we have for each other. And so I love watching you. I love when you tell the story. I love all those things. So yeah. And I do have my favorite songs are the ones that you guys wrote.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Someday we'll write more.
Write
when we don't have small children. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Just wait for them to grow up.
Yeah. Write about them now.
Exactly.
I've got things to say about you. I'm going to put it in a song. Yeah. Okay. Lightning round.
Lightning round.
Lightning round. All right. This one. Song that you never get tired of performing. Hotel California. I'm just kidding. But for a while there, that was true. It was new to me, and I'd never sung it before. And I was like, I get to sing Hotel California.
And it's so long.
It is
You get
long.
to sing for like 7 minutes.
I know. I did like it for a minute, and then it got boring. Because, it's just one of those songs. What song do I never get tired of performing? That is so many.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because I changed them. I change stuff up so often that some things never get boring. But I'm really enjoying some of the classic jazz ones, and I love the ones that I scat on. So
Okay.
I'm gonna say there's a song called Almost Like Being in Love. Cole Porter wrote it. And it's a beautiful version. And there's something about the words that just make me smile. Make me smile every single time. So I scat. I don't scat. I kind of do this little freestyle thing at the end where it was a lot of fun and it never gets boring for me. I'm sure other people were like, oh my God, will she shut up? Because I do go on a bit. I do go on. There's something about it that just makes me smile inside. I'll never get sick of that song.
Okay. I love it.
Almost
I'm
like
gonna go
being in
listen
love.
to it. Okay, number 4.
Number 4, is
Here
this the
we
last
go.
one? Or?
No, we would do 5.
5.
5's a good number.
5.
You know?
All right. What's an onstage absolute no-no for a musician? Oh, I've got lots of this, but
I was going to say, this is going to be Carrie's next episode.
we could have a whole episode on that. The absolute no-no that like drives me nuts. Absolute no-no. Someone else is singing, don't be behind them mouthing the words. That is the absolute. I don't care if you're the drummer and you're trying to keep time. I don't care what it is, but it's like the worst. The worst. It's all right if it's like one word, like if it's like, said hey-oh, hey-oh, and the person kind of goes like, hey-oh, hey-oh, right? But that's fine. But when they're actually singing because they're not on mic, it looks like they're just mouthing the whole thing. That is an absolute 100% fireable offense.
You heard it here.
So many people do it though.
Yes.
Not that I'm picky about it or anything. Okay.
Last one. All right.
Okay. Last one. Okay. Oh, same one. If you saw a band doing this on stage, you would immediately leave the venue. Checking the time on the watch.
Ooh.
Or picking up a phone to check. Like if they were like, other than checking the time, but if they're like, oh,
Scrolling.
If they pick, yeah, that would be it. If I saw that, I'd be like, no.
Yeah. Okay, keep your devices to yourselves and your lyrics in your mouth, everybody.
Exactly.
One of the things that I have heard you say many times over the 15 plus years that we've been friends is don't steal focus. What you're doing is
that's what that
stealing
is.
focus away from the person who's
Even I guess
singing or
both of
soloing.
those
Yeah.
are similar. They're both of those last two. It's about stealing focus. The thing that's most important if I'm backing you up is to back you up, to make sure that you're the focal point. You're the one that's supposed to shine. I'll have my moment of shining. You know, even a background singer gets their moment of like whatever. I mean, if it's a guitar solo, then they're having their moment.
Yeah.
And everything should be focused on them being the thing that's most important in the room.
At that moment.
Yeah. Because you're trying to put on a show and it's just disrespectful. And when I see that type of disrespect, it reflects poorly on the person that's doing it. Or she's singing, I'm going to drink water and my whole thing of water at the front of the stage. It's a true story. And I fired him. I fired him. I was his boss. I was like, you don't do that. You're fired. He's like, yeah, we were friends. We've been friends. We made up after that, after he got fired and left. And he was like, you're right. I was like, I got lots of good lessons. Yeah. That is also respect. And that makes it a whole different show. It's a beautiful thing.
Well, you guys got it in spades. You do. Thank you again for the lightning round. Okay, we're going to take a little break, see if we can figure out some music to make together. Carrie and I, although we've known each other forever, we have not had very many opportunities to sing together. No. Actually, let's get Felix out.
I'm excited. Yeah.
From behind the camera and play a little bit of guitar for us. And Carrie will sing and I'll be just here in the front drinking water. You know?
No.
We'll be right back.
Join me.
Right here.
In front.
Welcome back, everybody. Felix is out from behind the camera. Hey. Welcome, Felix. We've had a little chat, as always, when we get together. What songs do we know? Flatline, cannot remember anything. But Carrie brought her iPad, so we went through the printed list of what songs we might know. So we are going to do a song that we certainly have been singing in cover bands for 100 million years.
I love the song.
I do. I love it. And I was a little bit tired of it, but Felix has like a new arrangement of it and he's injected some new life. So
it's very exciting.
Yes. We got some classic Doobie Brothers for you.
Down around the corner, half a mile from here, see them long trains run. You watch them disappear without love. Where would you be now? Now, down, down. Without love. Come on, Miss Lady G, what you gotta say? You know I saw Miss Lucy down along the trail. She lost her home and her family, and she won't be coming back without love. Where would you be now? I'll go up. You got without love. Well, the Illinois Central, you got the Southern Central free. You're gonna keep on pushing, mama. You know they're running late without love, 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 love. Where would you be now? Now, 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 now. I'm loving it. She was more like a movie queen from a movie scene. Yes! Said, don't mind, but what do you mean? I am the one. Boom, but the kid is not my son. She said that I am the one. Ooh, but the kid is not my son. More. What's next? She told me her name was Billie Jean, and she calls the scene. I said, don't mind, but what do you mean? I am the one. Oh, but the kid is not my son. She said that I am the one. Oh, yeah. Oh, but the kid is not my son. Central and then Southern Central free. You're gonna keep on pushing, mama, cause you know they're running late without love. Yeah. Say, where would you be now? Would you be now? Where would you be without love? Well, the pistons keep on turning, and the wheels go round and round, and the steel rails run cold and hot on the miles as they go down. My love, ooh, without your love, said, where would you be now? Where would you be right now without love? Where would you be now? Where would you be? Where would you be now? No. Where would you be now? Don't move it down. You gotta move it down. Whoa, pistons keep on turning. Pistons keep on turning. Gotta keep on moving down. I'm moving down. Moving down. You wanna move it down. Move it down. Say, move it down. Boom, 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 moving down. Keep on moving, yeah. You gotta keep it moving. Yes, I keep on moving. I said moving now. Without love. Where would you be now? Goosebumps. What? Give it up for Carrie G. Thank you guys. Thank you for having me. I love making music with you guys. Oh my God.
Why don't you do that more often?
Yes.
I know we never had a chance to.
We never get a chance to. We always get very excited when it happens.
The Lady J podcast is hosted and produced by Janelle Thomas. It's filmed, recorded, and edited by Felix Frechette, who also wrote the theme song. Technical assistance provided by Theo Frechette. We hope that you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please leave us a review on Spotify or drop a comment on YouTube. For inquiries, please reach out to me, Lady J, at ladyjmusic.com.